Yeah, so it's also one of our every 5-week updates on our mileage traveled. So Jesse's done the past couple, and now it's my turn to surprise her with some distance that we've
I'm so
traveled.
excited. Hit me.
So, for those that have not heard this before, the idea is the equivalent city we could have traveled to from New York with the mileage we've walked. So we've actually reached kind of a place where we'll be going as the crow flies now. So you'll have to imagine a magical bridge that goes from city to city
Yeah.
because, well, we've crossed the continent.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Caw.
yeah, we may have to do, if we want to travel into South America, we may have to get a little creative with the research because Google, after Mexico, doesn't recognize traveling by car or by foot.
What? Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
That's bizarre.
I guess just because there's too many passport issues, or maybe it has something to do with COVID. I don't think so, but
That's so weird. Oh, I feel like we should look into that later.
yeah.
That's
So,
interesting. Or maybe someone knows. Can someone tell us?
yeah.
We have a lot to do.
So again, you're going to hear some as the crow flies and some walking ones. Week 21.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a surprise because we got pretty excited about it when it actually happened. But it's worth reiterating. Week 21 is from New York to Los Angeles.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, I knew that.
which
That was exciting. That was fun.
it
That's
was
the whole country.
exciting. People that are following along found it exciting. I definitely think there's something that's very accessible about the idea of New York to Los Angeles
Yeah.
to people's heads to really, really click it in.
I think we talked about it a little bit then too, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to repeat it. But I think there's also that's a common thing for people to actually do, is to walk across the country.
Mhm.
A lot of long distance walkers will do either a walk across the country or bike across the country or run across the country. It's like not very popular as in like everybody does it at some point in their life, but like people that want to do some sort of like feat of strength thing, they'll walk across the country.
Right.
I'm already referencing Seinfeld. It's in my head this week. Didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah. So that's week 21. Week 22, Quito, Ecuador,
Oh.
the capital of Ecuador, which, to be
Oh.
honest, I was scrambling around to try and figure out some cities. I haven't thought much about that city before and spent just a little bit of time getting some background on it, and it sounds like a really cool city.
Yeah. I actually have thought about that city quite a bit. I have our good friend Hannah, I think that's where she was going a couple years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she can correct me if I'm wrong, but and I think I had another friend that was from there. But tell me, what did you find?
Yeah, so for those that aren't familiar with it, such as myself, it is up in the Andes Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
The elevation's around 9,300 feet above sea level.
9,300. Ooh, that's high.
Yeah, it's high, thin air.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we would be prepared to walk around there the same way we're prepared to walk around here.
No, we wouldn't.
It has a foundation of Incan heritage,
Mm-hmm.
which is always fascinating to me. I think of because Incan, Mayan, and Aztec kind of all are lumped together as far as our education, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean they're different culturally and different historically time period wise,
Yeah.
and that that the European settlers came through when the Incan Empire was still in existence,
Okay.
So there's Incan city like architecture as well as just like Spanish architecture and Moorish architecture. And
Oh, interesting.
so there's a lot going on in terms of how the city looks.
Mm.
There's also archaeological sites dating back to 8,000 BC. There are obsidian knives that are there, glass knives. So like
Whoa.
we're talking 10,000 years ago, there were people living in that area.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah. So
Wow.
I'm sure there's a lot of energy, a lot of power in
Yeah.
the area. And I mean, it sounded like a cool place to visit. Maybe we'll go sometime.
Yeah, I'd like to go sometime.
Yeah.
We could have gone.
We could have if there was a magic bridge that
Oh,
read
this
from-
one is one that needs a bridge.
Yes.
Okay, well, we wouldn't have been able to really make it, but
Well, because also, yeah, we would have had to go through all of Central America and whatnot.
right.
I don't know exactly how
Right.
long it is there.
Maybe sometime when we can fly again, we'll fly.
So next one is one that we could walk to.
Oh, what's that?
This is week 23. This is the first time we've officially cracked 3,000 miles,
Okay.
although we wouldn't have needed 3,000 miles to get there.
Oh,
We would have had some to spare.
okay.
It's Vancouver, Canada.
Oh, you were there.
Yes, I've been there once before. I enjoyed it quite a great deal. I'd like to go back with Jesse at some point.
Yeah.
I went there for a video game conference before I left my job.
You got some clothes there that we wore on our walk. No? Yeah.
I definitely got some clothes there. Whether or not I wore it on the walk or not, I can't recall offhand, but
Oh.
that seems possible.
Yeah, I think so.
And yeah, super clean city from what I gathered.
Mhm.
Stanley Park, which is this tremendous park in the area that you can ride bikes around, and it's juts out into the water, and you can see all the various islands around Vancouver. Very beautiful.
That's the park you were telling me about when we were walking on the park in Queens near College Point,
That's right.
near Flushing Bay.
That's
I
correct.
forget what that park's called.
Yeah, I forget it offhand as well.
But you did, when we entered that park, you said, wow, this reminds me of a park in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So in 23 weeks, we could walk there,
Yeah.
or we could just fly.
Or we could just walk to Queens.
We have I don't know if anybody's ever seen the show Kidding. It is the Jim Carrey show where he plays this Mr. Rogers-esque character that's kind of just on the edge of sanity.
Great. Highly recommended.
Yeah, really, really good show.
Really good.
He's not a serial killer. When I say edge of sanity, it kind of maybe suggests
No.
that. But he's got a lot of suppressed emotions that he's dealing with that
Yeah.
creates this character that can interact with kids in this magical way, but also has an inability to really interact with adults in a proper way. Anyway, I saw Kidding on the plane to Vancouver when I was going to this conference, and I was able to watch the entire season, because it had already been out, on the flight over to Vancouver. So there's since been a second season that's come out, and we've binged both of the seasons, and we refer to it as going to Vancouver.
It's true. It's
So,
good.
yeah.
You can, if you watch the whole thing, you can go to Vancouver.
That's right.
Let us know.
Yeah. You watch it all in one sitting, though. That's how you go to
That's
Vancouver.
how you go to Vancouver. You can't go to Vancouver if you don't watch the entire thing all at once.
Yeah. So that's week 23. Week 24, another as the crow flies situation, Dublin, Ireland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That seems farther. That seems farther than I would think. Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, I was definitely aiming for a lot of other European cities, seeing what you could do.
Yeah.
And if whoever takes on this task next time will have access to more European cities. But this is really one of the only ones that fell within our range. I couldn't remember if Lisbon may have been a little too far still,
Mm.
and Reykjavik, or however, the Iceland,
yeah.
that was too short. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Dublin, Ireland is what we settled on.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I actually need to contact some people in Dublin, Ireland, because I have my
Oh, yeah.
foreign-born citizenship through Ireland. I applied for my certificate of foreign birth a number of years ago. The certificate has since disappeared,
Yeah.
unfortunately, and I presume that this is documented somewhere.
I hope so.
I would imagine so, because it was quite a task of paperwork assembly, and probably wouldn't be possible now.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second, though, because I don't know if everyone knows what that means. But in Ireland, if you are,
A grandparent or
grand-
less removed,
yeah.
you can apply for foreign-born Irish citizenship.
And I think the reason for that, when I was in Ireland the last time, I read a little fun fact that there are 4-to-2-to-1 ratio sheep to cows to humans
Hmm.
in Ireland.
Mhm.
So, like, they want more people.
Yep. And I mean, the Irish diaspora is a real thing. There
Mhm.
was, a long period of suffering as being subjugated by the English people and the famine. And so, yeah, my grandfather actually came over 100 years ago this year.
Yeah.
So not too long, November 12th, 1920. So, yeah, so I applied for it back when all of my aunts and uncles and all the relatives were still alive, so it was easy to acquire these things. And since that time, apparently, I called up the Irish consulate in New York City is only open for like 3 hours a week. And they basically don't help with anything anymore except for Irish people that are trapped in the United States for some reason, I think.
Oh.
So
Interesting.
the foreign-born process is now handled exclusively in London. In Dublin.
In Dublin.
So I don't know what it's going to be like. It took me long enough to get the phone call in at the right hours for the New York office, and I still wasn't able to talk to a person. It was all automated. Even like it's automated during the hours that you can call in, and then not automated the other hours.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess if I had like pretended I was an Irish citizen like caught here, then
Yeah.
I could have talked to somebody. But then
Right, but you're not.
yeah, I know. So, yeah. So I'm gonna have to call up Dublin at some point and
Okay.
see what's up with that.
Yeah, or we could just walk there, I guess.
Yeah, we could walk there in 24 weeks if there was a magic bridge.
It's an option.
Yeah. And
Luck of the Irish. We could walk on a rainbow.
that's right.
Okay. Next.
So
rainy to sunny
that's
day.
3,144 miles by our accounting,
3,144. Okay.
and 3,176 miles by Dublin. So we got a little extra.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're cheating, I think.
No, I'm not. I
Oh,
can't
okay.
read from here.
Okay. Because the final week,
Yeah, what is it?
it's themed.
Oh.
Wait, well, let me see if it's seasonal.
You can walk to winter.
I mean, think about that. Follow that path. Follow that train of thought for a second.
Is it Russia or something? Is it somewhere very cold?
Seasonal.
Seasonal.
3,275 miles of walk time.
The North Pole.
That's right.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was joking.
That's right. We're right around the Christmas season.
Wow.
And in 25 weeks' time, we could have walked to the North Pole. It's
Oh my
3,245 miles away.
Well, that would have been nice.
Would have been something. You're only
Met
allowed
Santa.
the boats only go to the North Pole in June and July, although you can
Okay.
orchestrate some sort of, I guess if you have enough money, you can do anything.
Yeah.
But probably it's
Is it kind of like how in Antarctica they have like 18 people that live there in the cold seasons to do research, and you can like go as a
I don't think there's
tourist if you're-
actually like land like there is in I don't.
Oh, there's not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I know next to nothing about this, but I got the impression that there's like, there's not a settlement in the same way that there is in Antarctica.
Is there a pole?
I
Like, is
saw
there-
I saw a
Is
picture.
there like anything
I saw a
marking
picture,
it, or is it
I
just
think
like
that
a
people
part of
put
the
up.
ocean?
There's a picture that somebody put up that looked like a Christmas card, but I don't think that there is like a formal thing, and also it
And
moves.
it's icy. It must be icy and like
Yeah.
on water, right?
Yeah, it moves. The pole moves apparently, like the magnetic center of the Earth
Oh, that
moves.
okay.
And there were some
Huh.
articles that I saw that were like, this is troubling because it's moving, and I was like, okay, well, what isn't troubling about the poles?
Yeah.
I mean, they're up there, and we're screwing up somehow. So
Yeah.
So that's it.
Wow. Wait. So what's that distance?
The distance that we have walked is 3,275 miles.
Okay.
And the distance that it is away is 3,245 miles.
Okay.
So that's that.
That's really great information. Thank you.
Yeah. And we will be,
I can't believe we could have walked to the North Pole. That just seems so far away.
I mean, it is far away. It's 6 months worth of our life away, walking 131 miles a week.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess when you put it like that, it's still just, it seems like you would never make it to the North Pole. Like
Yeah.
it seems like you would never be able to get there.
Well, you really can't without a
But
boat.
of course you can't, really.
Yeah.